had to stop the show to call out people for being too loud. Like in episode 306, when he calls out a group of people sitting in the front who insist on interrupting every other minute.
What kind of problems are they having? Shut the fuck up, lady.
Jesus
I mean, this is
Christ.
not. By the way, no.
Are you ready?
By the way, guy. Hey, look at me, guy with his hands up. Like I got nothing to do with them. Yes, you do. You brought them here. Control the women that you're hanging out with. You want to look cool? Be the guy with the girls at the penis. I want to bring the ladies. Sit with me. I got us a table at the front. You control them. You control yourself. You are fully responsible. I will make you and the Proud Boy both move to the back of the room, okay? You get fucking one warning with me. This ain't no fucking Bill Belichick bullshit where you're gonna get away with murder every year. It ain't fucking happening. Yeah, I said it!
And I can't help but realize that this response by Tony was fairly tame in comparison to his most recent call-out. And I think there could be many reasons for this. One being that Kill Tony is the biggest it's ever been, which has skyrocketed Tony Hinchcliffe's ego to an all-time high.
They gave me a chance, you know what I mean? They gave a hungry wolf a chance at showing what I can do.
Another being that Tony apparently has a personal vendetta against teachers, because apparently he was bullied a lot growing up and teachers never really stepped in to put a stop to it. But regardless, this call-out was certainly more harsh than ones he's done in the past. I mean, just look at this response from Tony to a heckler from an older stand-up minute that Tony did years ago.
What? Do what?
Tease kids with special needs. She was blind and deaf. Yeah, you know she's dead, right?
Are you aware of this? Oh, okay. Do you know that if she was alive and in this showroom here tonight, she would have no idea what I just said about her? And yet you're offended? You're not gonna survive the rest of this show, lady. I promise you that. Let me save you some time. Yeah, let me save you some time. You're gonna hate me. Yeah, just go now. Just get out now. I'm truly just beginning and you're losing your fucking mind right now. Look at yourself.
I don't know if y'all saw it yet, but Justin Timberlake got arrested. Justin Timberlake got arrested for DWI in what he was in the Hamptons. How fast do you have to be going as a white man in the Hamptons to get pulled over? Because I was reading the story and this man gets pulled over, and then I guess his friends noticed that he left or whatever, so then they also left, and then they saw him getting pulled over, so they pulled up and they were trying to like beg the cop to cut him a break. They're like, you know, he's I don't know if he was close to home, but they were like making excuses for him. And in my head, even in that moment, I was like, why didn't y'all give him a ride? Like that's Justin Timberlake is so rich. How do you have all that money and you don't have a driver? That's crazy. That's so irresponsible. You got all the NSYNC money. Could have hired one of them to drive. I was reading the story. It was heartbreaking. Not even as a, you know, I don't know what's happening. I truly don't. I truly have no idea. But like, that shit sounded like an attack. God, who makes that their alarm? God damn. That's the most savage. It feels like my high school bully came to the show.
is wild. No, you're fine. You know, life happens, but you gotta pick a different one, because that feels so crazy. Because the first time I heard it, I was like, maybe I'm a little too hot in this hoodie. Maybe I'm about to faint, because I feel like I'm outside right now. And then I heard it again, I was like, nah, that's crickets. Jeez, what? I didn't know we had beef like that. You were over here like, and I'm gonna sit in the front too. I got his ass. No. I got him. Man, no, it feels like an ex paid you. That is so wild. No, I'm gonna wait till he think he making one of his little points. No, I got his ass. Oh my God. Oh. No. I don't know. I feel weird about it. I feel like maybe you look at Justin Timberlake and whatever hex Britney Spears put on is working. It's working overtime. And fame is a very interesting thing. Fame is a mystery. It really is, because Justin Timberlake is doing an arena tour. A whole arena tour. But when he got pulled over, and they asked him to step out of the car, the cop didn't know who he was. The cop didn't know who he was because the cop was too young. And I don't know about you, but that hurt me. I was reading the article and it said that the cop was too young to know, and I think I got 3 wrinkles on my knuckles. Right then, I was like, No, he was absolutely insane. Didn't know who he was. Like if only Justin had been pulled over by a single mom of 2. You know what I mean? Just a millennial single mom of 2. She would have been like, I'll give you a ride. Come on, man. No, put the lights on and everything. We gotta get Justin home.
Oh,
Then they took that man to jail to take a picture. That picture, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's not an album cover. That face that Justin made is the most encapsulating face of a man in trouble I've ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? Like you can see in his eyes, he's thinking about how he'll have to call Jessica. Whoa, that was wild. And then, this is my conspiracy theory. There's nothing to back up what I'm saying. There's not a shred of evidence, and there's not a word from anyone that backs up what I'm saying. But I think, okay, do y'all remember Justin? Do you remember that decade that Justin wanted to be black? Do you remember that? Do you remember that decade that Justin was like, y'all remember that, right? That I feel like at first when he got there, they flashed the picture. Also, I'm sure that they turned the brightness up extra on mug shots because, like, people who you could tell were ready don't look ready when they take the picture. That thing is so bright, it must be prolonged that you open your eyes to be like it's. I think after he took the picture and he's also sobering up a bit, he was like, wait. This is just street cred. Let me go ahead and milk it, right? Because there have been varying reports on whether or not Justin was handcuffed, right? And personally, my conspiracy, I don't think he was. I feel like Justin was like, look, I know I'm about to go, but...
Hey, Darlene. Crazy weather out there, huh? Yep, doing good. Got about 3 more hours to go. I'll be home. But get her done. Hopefully we can see some videos of the weather. That'd be cool.
Cuff me real quick. And the cop was like, what? It's like, can you cuff me real quick? Like, just, you know, there's gonna be people waiting out there. Can you cuff me real quick? And he's like, I don't even know you. Like, please just do it. He's like, I'm not gonna do that, but I'll just stand in front of the door, hold the door open. He was like, okay, all right. And then he walked out, and if you look at the thing, he's got his hands clasped together. But you don't see any like loose chain dangling. And when you zoom into the picture, it looked like a little bit of leather on that. Like, that's a bracelet. That's a bracelet. But then JT over here doing his best Malcolm X impression. My man. Another black man locked up. Yeah. Actually, okay. Did y'all see? Did y'all see the white woman that got in trouble for saying the N-word? I know you said which one. Okay, fair enough. Okay. I say the because this was the for me. It's like other people were saying it, people were saying it all the time, but this one was like, this one felt especially crazy, so I followed the story because it is captivating. Okay, so basically, where do I even start? There's a thing called trad wife. Now, trad wife is short for traditional wife, right? Trad wife is like this content thing that they do on TikTok. It's split over to Instagram a little bit, and it's basically women doing like stuff around the house while telling women to be better women, right? It's just like, why don't you be a lady while she makes a pie or something? I don't get it. It's not for me. I'm not who watches it. But basically, there was this young white woman that was over here cooking something. It didn't look done, and maybe it was done. Maybe she's bad at it. I don't know, but it did not look done. But then she's talking about her friends, and then she says, you know, because then some of my friends out here are just like, you know, out here dating these guys, and you know, broke ass niggas, right? And she says it without missing a beat. She says it like you're not gonna hear it, right? So then, of course, everyone who saw this, like, it started this frenzy online, right? And so there were all these people. She did it on TikTok. There's all these people commenting, replying, "What's wrong with you? What are you doing? Are you trolling?" All stuff like that, right? And then she makes another video, and she's like, "Look, I made a video earlier that offended a community or something, and like, and I really listened to the feedback, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't really give a care. Like, I don't know." It's like, so then they found her job, right? Which is crazy because you're a trad wife. Why you working? Why?
Got her.
You know what I mean? Why are you're supposed to be a traditional wife. Why are you working at all? You can't trad wife on the side. You can't.
There's no such thing as halfway crooks. You know what I mean? You got to be all in or all out, right? And so then they found her job. Then they got her fired from her job, right? So then everyone was like talking about how, you know, she clearly got fired, even though they don't say her name. They issued a press release because why else would they do it? And they were like, yeah, certain individual's not working here anymore. So then she starts trying to cozy up to, like, you know, Newsmax and like One Nation News and just a lot of the alt-right on Twitter and everything. And she takes this spin of like, I was canceled, right? So she gets on Newsmax real quick, but she also just doesn't quite have the juice. You know what I mean by that? She doesn't quite have the like the presence and the energy of like a real racist that's gonna be a newscaster. You know what I mean? Like, she just doesn't have it. Like, when you're watching her, you're like, she's saying bad things and they're annoying, but I'm not angry. She just doesn't have the oomph to get me there. You know what I mean? Like, I've just never seen diet racism before, but that was it.
Oh my God, diet.
So then she makes more videos trying to double down harder. And in these upcoming videos, she just gets way worse with it. Gets like even more bigoted with it. So she's tweeting the N-word all the time. She's been tweeting the N-word nonstop since she got fired, right? And now she's making videos where she's saying the F-word, right? And so she's just going after everybody, just trying to prove how terrible that she is, right? And so then she starts trying to cozy up to a lot of these, like, especially neo-Nazis as much as she can. And then a turn takes place. An incredible turn that I could not have predicted. One of the most insane things that has maybe happened so far this century, the neo-Nazis start rejecting her as a psyop.
Oh my God.
Because they feel what I feel. They see the video and they're like, you don't mean it though. Like, it's not...
Who are they talking about? Grace? It sounds like he's talking about Grace almost, but he's talking about a wife. So it's not Grace, but this sounds like a story that Grace would be in.
It's not like coming out of your stomach, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, you're not even saying it with bass, you know? Like, you know, like, and so then they were like, no, don't trust her, okay? Don't listen to her, don't follow her. She working for the CIA, she probably a Fed. They all turned on her. They started bullying her. It was absolutely insane. It was one of those things where then she keeps trying to cozy up to him. She keeps trying to like take pictures with him. She's going to events and stuff like that. And some of the ones that roll with her are rolling with her in real time, you know? And they're like making fun of how other people are making fun of her, but you can tell she's still not like in yet, you know? She's not like with them hard. But then there's some people that can't stand her so much. This happened like a week ago. So in the course of 3 days, they can't stand her so much that they start digging up her old tweets, right? So then another thing I never would have seen coming, they dig up her old tweets and they find old, not racist tweets from like 2 years ago where she was telling somebody, hey, that's actually appropriation, you might not want to do that. And so now she getting canceled by the neo-Nazis for old, not racist tweets. So then she over here fighting for her life, trying like N-word, F-word, everything, just throwing it all out there, trying to see what sticks. And then other people will comment under her on Twitter like, is this you, bitch? Miss Stolen Lands. And she just played it poorly. That's what happened. She could have had a real shot. She could have, but she doesn't have enough of the real. You can tell she's not really racist. I know it's a weird thing to say about somebody who's been saying the N-word nonstop for a week, but you can just tell she doesn't have the fire in her. You know? That's not how you do it. You were making racist people uncomfortable. There were racist people commenting under her like, this is uncouth. That's not how you do it. If you really want to be somebody as a racist, if you really want to make waves as a bigot, you start out slow. You start with a bunch of slow and steady dog whistles over decades. Yeah, I mean, you never say the word outright. You throw out a thug here every once in a while.
Oh shit.
Every once in a while, like on a holiday, you can get real crazy with it. You can do like an animals or something. It's like get people going, you know? Plant your feet, but don't dig too deep. And then after a while, you know, you start to ingratiate yourself. They start to be like, hey, she's one of us. And then they bring you in, and maybe they bring you in on a temporary basis, and they give you like a little guest spot every now and again. And then after a couple decades, you get a hosting gig, you know? Because be honest, like if a week from now, Megyn Kelly said the N-word, we'd be like, yup.
Yep.
We expected that. She's been earning it over decades.
That's fucking hilarious.
The expectation lands right on the strip perfectly. And then we also find out that she might be single, so you're not only not a trap wife, you're not a wife. What are you doing? Where's your man right now? But you weren't a trap wife. You were working. You were a mom, but you were working, and you're a single working mom. That's a bigger demographic to appeal to. She really put herself in the position where she really needs a husband.
That dude's pretty funny. That's Josh Johnson.
Ever since I was a kid and my voice changed, I've been told by people all over the country, people of different ethnicities, backgrounds, I've been told by people that I have an incredibly white voice. That's what they say. And people try to act like they can't hear it, but if I called and then showed up, you'd be surprised. Like, you know? Every time even my laugh is like, like every time I laugh, someone somewhere gets audited. Like that's what the auditing is. You know, but I didn't realize how like white my voice sounded to people until I was in Louisiana, where I grew up, and I was running for the bus. And the bus in Louisiana is not like the bus anywhere else, because the bus in Louisiana comes once a year. It's a big deal. You need to make it knees to chest, okay? The stakes are high. I don't know if the bus stops. I've never been on it. But I was running so fast and so hard that I knocked down this old man, and I mean, I cleared him, okay? Normally I feel bad, but it's the closest my little body's ever come to football, so I was pretty excited. I was like, he might be dead. Look at me go. You know? But I did feel bad, so I let the bus go. I helped him up to his feet. It was this old black man, and I realized that he was blind, so I saw his stick. So I grabbed his stick. I put his stick back in his hand, and I was like, sir, I'm so sorry. I hope you're not injured. You know, you came out of nowhere. Please forgive me. And then this old blind black man went, get your hands off me, Hogan! And I was like, sir.
Oh my God.
Sir, I'm black. I'm black like you. And he was like, nice try, cracker. Like there was nothing I could do. I've never had to prove I was black or so I got mad, but then the madder I got, the whiter I sounded. Until the point where I was just standing in front of him like, by golly, I'm black, gosh darn it! There's nothing I could do. It was terrible. You know? I don't know how to talk to people. Like it's a real thing. I have friends now, but the damage is done. When I was a kid, I'd just sit in my room and read encyclopedias, which is not a kid you want to talk to, you know? It's like, how's it going, sport? You want to know how many miles the earth is from the sun? Oh, gosh. Get that away. You know what I mean? But now I'm used to being alone, so I'll just sit, I'll think about a thing, I'll sit and just be alone and thinking about the thing. But then when I talk to someone, they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, no, I'm not crazy. I was thinking about this all day. Like, I ran through all the channels, all right? I'm not crazy, you're crazy, okay? I can't be crazy. You need to check. You're just finding out. I've been here, all right? Like, the best example I can give is I don't get in heated arguments with people over like race or religion or politics or anything, because all the stuff I care about is too dumb for anybody else to care about. Like, everyone is, you know what I mean? It's just me, you know what I mean? Just by myself. Like, the best example I can give is when you go to the bathroom and you wash your hands and then you go to dry your hands, but there's no paper towels, there's just that air dryer. Where's the air coming from? Where's the air coming from? That is bathroom air. That is ass air, all right? You might as well fart your hands dry if you're gonna dry your hands like that. So then I leave the bathroom with my hands wet, you know? So then I shake people's hands like, why are your hand wet? Because I'm clean, okay? I'm not crazy, you're crazy, okay? I'm not crazy, you're crazy. Right? You know? Because I would just sit alone and read and think and read more and then have nobody to talk to and then read and then finally talk to somebody and they're like, oh God, what's happening? You know what I mean? Like, for instance, I read a lot of history books, you know, just sitting in my room, read a lot of world history, American history, Southern history, because I grew up in Louisiana, I just wanted to know. And one of the things I read that's always tripped me out, right, is that, like, after the Civil War, they let the slaves go. But the slaves still lived in the South. So you probably ran into your ex-slave, like, all the time. Which has got to be the most awkward ex-run-in in history. Just like, oh my God, there he is. Don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look. Hey! How are you doing? Are you mad? I mean, what's she gonna do? I actually, no lie, guys, I straight up, I had a nightmare one time. I did a genuine nightmare that I was a slave, which wasn't even the worst part of the nightmare. The worst part is that I was the worst slave in human history. I was so bad. I was yelling at the slave. I was like, I'm not trying to start a revolution. I can't pick it up, all right? No, I passed out from heat stroke twice today, okay? You can whip me if you want, but I'm anemic, so I will bleed out. And that's on you, okay? Oh, you're gonna kill me? Please kill me. Please kill me. I would love for you. This heat is what's killing me. I've had hay fever for 2 months. And then they moved me into the house, but they didn't teach me how to read, so I don't know any recipes. So the food is so bad that even the slaves are mad. Like, everyone is mad at me. And then I almost burned the house down trying to boil some water, you know? To the point where Massa comes up to me at the end of the dream and he's like, look, I don't know what to do with you. You free, okay? Like, I can't. I woke up fired from being a slave. They have this thing that happens in New York a lot. I don't know if it happens in LA as much, but people will get a rescue dog, and this always bothered me. They will get a rescue dog, and they'll tell everyone the rescue dog's story in front of the dog. It's right there. You tell its whole embarrassing life story. It's right here. It can hear you. You know what I mean? They do it all the time. Like, oh, this is Fifi. She's a rescue. A funny story. Found her under a bridge, raggedy. You know what I mean? Like, dusty, struggling. You know what I mean? Only 3 hairs on her little head. You know. I tried to feed her. She even know how to eat. I was trying to feed her. She was like, she had no idea how to eat. And so I had to grab her little mouth, I had to chew the food, I had to put the food in her mouth, I had to make her little head chew. I'm a hero. I'm a hero is what I'm saying. I'm a hero. You know? I wonder if dogs do that to us. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if dogs go to the park and see other dogs, and they're like, oh, yeah, look, that's Bill, he's a rescue. Michaela left him and he lost his job in the same week, so he really hadn't been doing anything, alright? I can't even watch my shows because he's at home all the time. It's absolute. Sometimes I will poop on the floor just to give him something to do that day. You know? And he'll try to act mad, but deep down he's like, thank you for giving me purpose. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. He's a rescue. I'm just trying to do my part, you know? Help out. There's a thing that always bothers me. I get upset with people over how they use language, just because if you use cliches, I feel like you don't care about this conversation. Like, you're just using several things that have been said before. I think you're just making up things until I go away. That's what it feels like. Because people use the cliches without thinking about what they mean, you know? Like, people say things like, have you ever noticed when people say, call me old-fashioned, it's always for something good? You know, people are like, call me old-fashioned, but you should hold the door open for the person behind you. Like, call me old-fashioned, but the man should pay for the date. Bad things happen in old-fashioned.
I'm on the 5 freeway. No, I still have 190 miles to go.
You know what I mean? Are you serious? No one's ever like, call me old-fashioned, but we need some slaves around here. We really do. Like, we really, there's no more overhead to pay, all right? If they can build the pyramids, they can make Subway sandwiches. I will not lose my franchise this year. You know? It's insane. No one's ever like, call me old-fashioned, but I don't like when women voice their opinion. That just always, it has always upsetted me. Feels gross. I don't like it. They're just throwing out ideas that I would have had if they had given me enough time to say it myself. But then they're talking, and it's like, ugh. You know? The other one that I really hate, that really kills me, really upsets me, is don't judge a book by its cover. I get what you're trying to say. I get what you're getting at. You know what I mean? Don't judge just on appearances. There's more than what meets the eye. I get it, right? But that's a bad analogy. When was the last time a book had the wrong cover? Like, help me out. When have you been going to the bookstore to get a present for your niece, and you're like, I'll get Winnie the Pooh. She like Winnie the Pooh. And then you grab Winnie the Pooh. You just look at the cover. You don't read it. And so you grab Winnie the Pooh, and then you wrap it up, and then you give it to her, and then she unwraps it. She's like, oh, Winnie the Pooh, I'm so excited. And then she turns the page past the cover, and it's Mein Kampf. That's never happened. No one's going to a bookstore just putting different books on different covers. That's insane. Sometimes I'll be in New York on the subway. I'll be like, he's about to be crazy. I don't know what he's about to do, but he's about to be crazy. I can tell you that right now. I'm just looking at him. He's about to be crazy. You know what I mean? And the train will come and it will leave, and he won't get on or leave the station. He just pulls his pants down. I'm like, see? That book was wearing its cover.
I'm trying to get my life together, so I've been watching a lot of Maury. Because Maury one of those shows where you feel like I don't have it together, I ain't doing anything myself. You watch a little Maury and you're like, I'm not doing that bad. Actually, I'm doing pretty good now that I think about it. It's wild. I don't think Maury gets enough credit. I really don't. Maury is such an ally to the black community. He really is. In all the years he's been on the show, Maury has never fucked up a black name. Think about that shit. Over 20 years on the air, Don Twavius says it like nothing. I'll mess up the name in my head. I'll be like, that's not even a word. That can't be a name. Maury will just sit there unfazed. They'll put the baby on the screen. And, you know, like, the show been on long enough that now, even in our DNA, we know we shouldn't be on Maury. So even the baby look embarrassed to be on Maury. Like, even the baby, like, it's not my fault. And I'll see the screen below the name, and I'll be like, is that a 2 in that nigga's name? And then Maury, without even missing a beat, will like, when it comes to the case of 6-month-old Twain, I'm like, wow! He said it with his full chest. No ums, no uhs. Wow! That's incredible. I don't know if y'all heard, but Elon and Zuckerberg want to fight. That's gonna be the most unathletic fight of all time. That you can rest assured, no knuckles, just slaps. That whole fight. That seemed, the two of them fights seem like the type of fight where somebody gonna scream. You know what I mean? Like you hear the skull. Like they never been bruised before, so it's like, why am I changing colors like this? Is this what poor people go through? This is crazy. This is wild. I don't know. I want to see them fight, but like, I don't want to see them box or wrestle. They should only be able to fight if they use weapons. Like I would watch that. That'd be amazing. Just give them 2 swords and let them cook on each other. You know? Wow. I'd love to see them fight though. Like Zuckerberg looked like if you hit him hard enough, a screw will pop out his mouth. Like, and Elon looked like if you cut that man, it's gonna be nothing but Elmer's glue and marshmallow cream coming out. Those two are the whitest people I've ever seen in my life. Have you seen those two on the beach? It looks illegal. Like I don't know how to describe it. These two are so white, it feels unfair to white people to call them white. Their color should be called colonizer. That's crazy that they're both called white. I think that they should fight. I just don't want to see them fighting MMA. I want to see them, fighting like a little tiny submersible thing. And we'd be like, you gotta go down. If you do it up here, it won't be fair. So. Have y'all used Threads yet? Okay, a couple woos. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. It seems okay. You know what I mean? It seems like what the old internet used to be. You remember that old like AOL text type? That's what it feels like. I just can't wait for Threads to become a dating app. Because that's what happens. Like, men are too horny and nasty not to turn everything into a dating app eventually. Anything with DMs becomes a dating app almost instantaneously. It's crazy. Men will turn Uber Eats into a dating app. We'll be like, we'll get the pizza delivered and be, if she cute, you like, I got a whole pizza if you want to hang out for a little while. Like, dudes turned the phone into a dating app before dating apps. A lot of people don't know about it. So, in March 7th of 1876, Alexander Graham Bell was given the patent for the telephone. But they don't put it in the history books that on March 8th of 1876 was the first time somebody made a phone call and was like, what the fuck you wearing, bitch? What color are those pantaloons? Oh, they're beige? Oh, you little trollop. Yeah, what color? Oh, that's the thing too. Like, just popped in my head this week. Sometimes you just have memories. when you were little for no reason. I've been thinking about my life and thinking about growing up and stuff. And I just had this thing. From when I was a little kid, I went to the grocery store with my grandma, and this was not a good grocery store. We didn't have it like that. So it was a discount grocery store, and it was pretty bad. Like it was one of the ones where you go in and the meat is $3, but then when you ask what type of meat it is, the butcher be like, "Why are you asking all these questions, dog? Like just take it or don't take it." And I don't know how to describe it, but there's a weird thing that when you're in a bad situation, but you're used to it, just feels normal, you know? And so I was hanging out with my grandma, we were walking, she was putting stuff in the cart and everything, and then we heard an argument that turned into a fight on the other aisle, right? And it's loud, and they're knocking stuff over off the shelves and stuff, and they're screaming at each other, and one of them's like, "You don't get out my face, I'll shoot you." Yeah, like nothing you want to be a part of. And I saw my grandma turning down to go down that aisle, and I'm 6 years old, but I'm like, "Grandma, do we really need to?" And she like, "I need the bread, they not fighting me, all right?" And the night before I went to the grocery store with my grandma, I was at home, I was watching TV, and because we didn't have a ton of money growing up, cable was a luxury, and it was a luxury that my mom had to time. Because she wanted to give me what other kids had, but she just knew she couldn't really give it to me all the time. So we had to plan cable. So my mom, we would have it for 3 months, not have it for 6, you know. My mom would sit me down and be like, "All right, so you gonna see the beginning of the season of Friends. But you got to find out about Ross and Rachel from word of mouth, all right?" And so I remember this night was special because everyone had gone to bed without sending me to bed. So I'm 6 years old, and I'm just up late. Everybody's asleep. I got control of the remote. This is crazy. I'm about to watch whatever comes on late. This is wild. So I was flipping channels and stuff, and in my head, I'm like, if I don't keep it too loud, nobody will even notice. I can watch whatever I want. This is amazing. And when you're little, you're just excited for it to be late because you just never experienced late before. Like I was just running around like 2 a.m., 2 a.m., 2 a.m., 2 a.m., right? So I remember I was flipping channels and I landed on Night of the Living Dead. And I watched Night of the Living Dead at 6 years old, which is far too young for me because I don't even know about real life yet. So I don't know if this stuff can happen or not. Side note, I found out years later, back in the day when they were making horror movies, like the early horror movies, their prosthetics weren't that good, so if you got hired to be a zombie, you were just ugly. Like that's a little history tidbit for you. Anyway, I'm watching it, and it's terrifying. This is crazy. I was like, this is a bad idea. I can see why they sent me to bed. Nothing good happens at 3 a.m. This is crazy. So I went to bed, and then, you know, next day, wake up, go with my grandma to the grocery store, and as she's about to turn the aisle, we hear like a scream and a big loud thud, and then silence. And I was like, "Grandma, are you sure that we want to turn this corner?" Because he said, "I'm going to shoot anybody in my face, and if we turn the corner, we're going to be in his face. What if he misses the person he aiming at?" It's like, boy, come on. And so then what we would find out later, what was actually happening, was there was a fight between 2 dudes in wheelchairs. That's why it was such a ruckus and everything was getting knocked over, because they get knocked over, they got to roll back up. Punch. And so the thud that we heard was the finishing move from the first guy, because what he did, they had been scuffling and knocking stuff over with their chairs and everything, and then finally he just grabbed that dude by the collar and threw him out his chair. And so when we turn the corner, all we see is just a bunch of bread and rice on the ground. That dude done rolled off already. And so the only thing that I see coming at me is a dude with no legs crawling like this. So I'm like, my grandma would grab me and pull me to the other aisle. She was like, "Boy, what is wrong with you?" That is an amputee. You need to have some damn compassion. And I told her, I was like, Grandma, I don't know what an amputee is, but that nigga is a zombie, all right? Dude. Do y'all ever worry? That's the whole question. Like, my man, what do you worry about? Nothing really? You don't worry about any... Damn, that's the whitest answer I've ever heard in my life. That's crazy. That's what... Ooh, you got... Oh, she worries a lot. So she probably worried because you don't worry. She probably like... This stupid motherfucker doesn't worry about shit. She probably like. Well, what do you worry about since you're the one with sense in the family? Just everything? Yeah. Okay. Wow. Y'all are a great fit for each other. I'm glad that.
It's saying my phone's overheating, babe. So I'm gonna shut it down. God damn.